first of all, let's just start with oil prices. What's the expectation right now for 2023?
Well, I think 2023 will be a very interesting year for all investors, as we do see a number of different forces interacting against each other. So what I mean is that will create some uncertainty in all supply-demand dynamics, and that could swing oil price very wildly in the next 12 months. So I think the oil price range could vary from anything from $60 to $100 oil price in the next 12 months. And it is increasingly likely that we are going to see a lower start in first half towards the end of the range 60-65. And then we will then be seeing a decent rally towards second half. And it doesn't surprise me if it gets back up to $90-$100 range.
So weaker in the first half, building up to higher prices in the second half. How does China's reopening play into this? Because it's really kind of seen as the wild card for potentially driving up oil prices.
Well, I think definitely that is one of the key questions that the market is asking. But I think right now the question is not about whether that is how quickly and how far that reopening will go. And I think in first half the major issue would be more on the interest rate path, how that would impact the demand side of the equation.
What does this mean for the energy sector? Could we see more investments? Do higher oil prices equal more profits?
Yes, I think for most of these oil companies, they are sitting on a very strong balance sheet, so they have the capacity to invest. But then if we look at the interest rate path, that would create some uncertainty, as just highlight. And so first of all, I think higher interest rate means that high borrowing costs that would discourage capex on the one hand, and on the other hand, I think for private investors, most of them have been running a very hard time for the last 12 months. So I think psychologically they are not comfortable. So in terms of the consumption pattern, we may see a change. So instead of doing more travel, they now start to cut down their expense. They delay their buying plan. So I think that would definitely impact the demand side of oil.